All right, welcome back, fellow TFFL owners, to another TFFL webcast. It is Tuesday, December 5th. We are wrapping up TFFL 2017 regular season action, looking back at Week 13. Lots of great action in Week 13, down to the last play action. Aliens out, Giant Killers in. Congratulations, Berto.
Thank you.
Sponge Fisherman in. Congratulations, Chief.
Thanks.
Senators in, and we'll talk about the playoffs in just a bit. But yeah, our 2017 regular season, our 21st regular season as a league in our modern era, in the books now. And yeah, we'll be looking ahead to our 2017 TFFL playoffs. But first, as always, introductions. I'm Stick, managing editor of TFFL Media, joined as always by our outgoing commissioner, skipper of the Sponge Fisherman, and back in the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, Chief.
Thank you. I believe that's an accurate statistic.
Berto, leading Jack's Giant Killers back into the playoffs, looking for, correct me if I'm wrong, a fifth straight packed bowl game appearance.
Hopefully. Yes, nice Stick.
All right, well, congratulations. Nice job making it this far. And it's a new season now. Hank, czar and CEO of the K-Wheels, owner of the #1 overall pick in 2018.
Yes, good things to those who wait, I guess. Not where I wanted to be, but hey, as a consolation prize, I guess I got a Penn State guy coming my way.
And back for a return engagement, Rob Iannuzzi from the Boba Fats, walking throughout his house. You're on mute. He's keeping it quiet. All right. Let me get us going with TFFL trivia here. You can ponder this while we chat. I'm gonna split this one up a little bit. I want to know how many times since 2004, which I believe is the Sponge Fisherman's first year in the league, how many times the Sponge Fisherman and the Giant Killers have met in the playoffs? And I'm going to give a bonus question only to Hank, because I'm presuming Chief, Hank and Iannuzzi get the bonus question. I am presuming Chief and Berto have the answer to that first question. Who owns the best lifetime record in the playoffs between those two teams in however many games they have played?
Can you repeat the first part of the question? I'm sorry. I did not catch the first part of the question. I was breaking up.
First part of the question, I just want to know how many times those two franchises, the Giant Killers and the Sponge Fishermen, how many times they've met in the playoffs. This goes back to 2004 when the Sponge became a separate franchise. And I'm asking because these two teams, these two owners used to be on the same franchise.
Yes, indeed, of course. So how many times have they met in the playoffs? And then What is the lifetime record?
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, who owns the best lifetime record among those playoff games? They're not playing each other this week, but they are both in the playoffs on the panel here, and used to be on the same TFFL franchise together.
And could meet in the Pact Bowl.
And could meet in the Pact. Yes, they may play this year. We'll see. All right. And again, the bonus question is to Iannuzzi and Phil, because I presume Berto or Chief has looked this one up and should know the answer.
I have no idea, so I'm taking a random guess. I'm terrible at trivia.
You've got a 50-50 shot.
I assume it's greater than 0.
It is greater than 0. They have met in the playoffs. I won't tell you how many times. All right, Hank. We don't need the full standings. We know who's in the playoffs, who's not. But what we do know for sure is the draft order among the top 6 teams. Let's focus on that real quick. Get that out of the way.
So we know our draft order. We know that the K-Wheels sucked more than anyone and get the #1 pick. The Mongols are 2. The Devils are 3. The Hams will pick 4th. The Lizards 5th. and I know the saddest among them, the Aliens, will pick sixth. And I know that their fortunes would so much rather be on the other side of the ledger. But apologies. So those are the bottom 6 picks this year and the top 6 picks in the draft for 2018.
Hank, put that up again, the paper. Look at that. Teams drafting 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now tell me that's not a surprise coming into the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 4th, 5th, 6th. Hams, lizards, aliens. That is a surprise. Yeah. Those are all teams that were very good last year, have good, but didn't make the playoffs.
So that's our draft order. And just to clarify, have any of those actual picks, the first 6 picks in the draft, been traded by any of those teams?
That's a good question, Stick. Let's see.
I don't think so.
The first round picks that have changed hands right now are the Senators going to the Aliens, and that's it.
Okay. All right. So that is
none of those picks have changed hands.
That is the top 6 right now. All right. All right. Let's get into our roundtable chat. I just want to start by rounding up a lot. I mean, I think the 6 teams we have in the playoffs, this is going to be an exciting playoffs. These are 6 good teams, each with a really kind of interesting story. The Beavers winning the conference crown, despite Aaron Rodgers being out now for at least 6 weeks, may be coming back. We talked about this a little bit a few weeks ago. Aaron Rodgers may be coming back in the middle of a playoff run here. We'll see what the Beavers elect to do there, but kudos to them for guiding the team to a conference crown without Aaron Rodgers. Chief getting in, a wild card team, but nonetheless getting in without Andrew Luck all season long. We've talked about that several times. I'm sure I'm missing an acquisition or two, but the big one that comes to mind is you went out and got Phillip Rivers for what will look like spare change at this point, and he's a pretty darn good quarterback for you.
I should have gouged you on him, Chief. He was worth at least a 2nd rounder, and I gave him to you for a 4th?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
Seemed to be a fair price at the time.
At the time, it was a fair price, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just right now, looking back, you'd give up your 2nd for him.
Yeah, I've also started Eli Manning and Jacoby Brissett this year. So, Rivers was definitely huge for me. Oh, I think I started Trevor Siemian a couple times too. So 4 quarterbacks without Andrew Luck. Happy to be here.
Yeah, whether it's Andrew Luck or anybody else, it's tough to basically throw away a keeper spot who gives you no value all year long. But for it to be your quarterback, nice job. The Senators, shocking the world, maybe except for me. We called this one 3 straight wins down the stretch, winning the division title. And going all the way back to the preseason, some great trades by Kramer to get this lineup where it is. He's been sticking with Tom Brady all these years. That's paying off. Good for the Senators. And I think a lot of people may be rooting for Kramer here in the playoffs.
Hey, let's not gloss over Marshawn Lynch for like a 4th round pick at the trade deadline.
Yep. Another good acquisition. Kramer's done a good job with this team.
That was an absolute theft.
The Amsterdam Packers came roaring back to life in 2017. Number 1 seed. That's the story. There is can they make the regular season pay off for them now and finish the job? But it's entertaining to see Ralph back on top, at least for a little bit.
I've gotten texts from Ralph all day today about one topic or the other.
He's engaged.
He is absolutely engaged.
The league is better. When Ralph is engaged, the league is better, and that is for sure. And so that's great to see. But the Amp a prohibitive favorite.
Yeah. And I'm not sure we want to see Ralph winning it all here, but I'm glad he's back. Berto squeaking into the playoffs. That's a story unto itself. Nice job. We've cited a couple games where your lineup decisions made the difference. You've earned this spot. It'll be interesting to see if you can keep moving this team along 3 more wins here. Get back to the Pac Bowl once again. Boba Fett's 9-game winning streak. You feeling unbeatable, Rob?
No. Definitely not unbeatable, but in order to win a Pac Bowl, I'm gonna have to do 12 in a row. I was thinking, Stick, like, what's the longest winning streak in the league, including the playoffs? Anybody hit 12?
I'll take a look.
Oh, that's a good trivia question.
Great trivia question.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I have to set some sort of record in order to win the championship?
I would.
But 9 in a row is good, and then 12 in a row, yeah. I'm confident in my team. But it's tough. It's gonna be tough.
You've been wavering a little bit, I know, on your quarterbacks. I mean, you've been switching them around all season long, but and now you got 2 quarterbacks with right hand injuries. It looks like Prescott's really your only option.
I think right now it'll definitely be Prescott, right? That's why I saved that IR pick. I'd be lying if I said I haven't been keeping an eye on the free agent quarterbacks already out there. So
here comes Josh McCown.
That would be an interesting storyline if a free agent quarterback pickup week 14 is your playoff starter.
But I think Prescott's going to play, and he's got who they play, the Giants, right?
Hey, Jack.
We have a guest. We have the Giant Killer himself.
That's Phil, Rob, and John. That's a basketball game.
Welcome to the webcast.
Welcome to Webcast, Jack.
Go Giant Killers.
Go Giant Killers.
Say, hey, son, there's the guy that's going to beat me this weekend.
That's right.
All right. One other quick topic before we get to our 2 playoff games that we're going to spend a lot of time talking about. I wanted to give a shout out to the 3 teams that from the midway point of the season on, we knew were kind of out of the playoff picture. K-Wheels, Mongols, Dirt Devils. These guys did what you're supposed to do. And we've talked about it here. Recognizing the importance of getting rid of pieces that you simply are not going to keep next year. Anything you can get value for, shrewd trades, using your free agent picks. These guys did a really good job of collecting future assets. Maybe with the exception of the Marshawn Lynch trade, I think for the most part, these guys made good deals, got a lot of draft picks back in return. They're setting themselves up well for 2018. Chief, if you have the essential document there, can you just recite, the hauls of early draft picks that these guys pulled in?
And we're talking the Devils, the Wheels, and the Mongols.
Yeah.
Devils an extra 2, 4, and 6 in 2018. The K-Wheels extra 3, another extra 3, an extra 4, an extra 9. Extra 9 is not really worth talking about. And the Mongols, an extra 2, extra 3, extra 4, and extra 6.
Nice.
So yes, it's a very astute point. I guess some good capital.
And they also helped the league. We got a lot of trades going, maybe not a lot of superstars, but there were a lot of trades among those 3 teams over the last few weeks. A lot of contending teams added players.
Oh, the Aliens get an extra 1, and they're not even in the play. They weren't even selling off.
Right, that came from the Jordy Nelson trade. Anyway, so these guys, they did what they were supposed to do. They did it well. They kept the trade market moving throughout the year. Well done for all 3 of them. And I think the K-Wheels among them look very well positioned already for 2018. Deshaun Watson, if he's not a flash in the pan, if he's as good as he looked this year, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley at the number 1 overall pick, Julio Jones, that's a lot of talented players right there, plus plus some young running backs. I haven't mentioned some good young receivers you can keep. K-Wheels are going to be – and then all those extra draft picks. K-Wheels are looking pretty good, I think, for next year, Phil.
Let's hope so, right? Let's hope so. K-Wheels will return. You know, we're not the lowest scoring team in the league. We weapons, and we'll be back. I'm highly confident in the K-Wheels. So forward.
And you know, we had Bill on here. My memory is very shaky right now. A week ago, 2 weeks ago, talking about the NFL draft, and he was talking about it as if it was a few running backs available, few receivers available. I just saw something from Todd McShay and Mel Kiper today saying this is a very deep running back class, and we might see 6, 7, 8 guys taken in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft. So hopefully we'll see more than just 1 or 2 guys at the top of the TFFL draft next year.
Yeah. I'll get the first one. First one's coming to me.
Yeah, I'm saying that hopeful as the guy at the number 6 spot. All right, let's talk about the 2 games that really matter, the 4 teams that really matter this week. Sponge Fishermen versus Senators. 3rd time they're meeting. Senators won both of the first 2 regular season matchups. We know how this often goes in real life. It is tough to beat another team 3 times in a year. Chief, does that give you some sense of confidence that this one is yours for the taking?
No. Senators don't have to beat me 3 times. Only have to beat me once. I've been watching for the last decade the Patriots sweep the Dolphins or the Bills, and once in a while play one from the playoffs. And it's the first 2 games are irrelevant, especially the first one, week 2 or 3, whatever it was. Yeah, who cares? Last week's game has some relevance, but again, we've both dealing with some injury situations arising on next week. We're going to significantly different lineups, I think, contrary to what I said in the report. I might be missing Mark Ingram in this game. Kramer is going to be missing Joe Mixon in all likelihood. So things can change here. Of course, if I'm missing Ingram, then all of a sudden Kamara goes from 100 yards and 2 touchdowns to 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. So it's like a double hit for me. So no, all that matters is this game. And I hate to sound like Bill Belichick, but every game's its own game. Nothing else has any relevance to it.
I love the dialogue, the emails back and forth of woe is me. Oh my God, I don't have this guy, and Crames, I don't have this guy and this guy. Where's the confidence?
Where's the swagger, Berto? You're good. You better be carrying it all.
We need some swagger out of that game. Who's going to step up and say, I'm going to win that game?
Yeah, Kramer's been lamenting, Juju Smith-Schuster suspended, Joe Mixon concussion.
Yeah, Juju doesn't start for him. We'll see.
And I think you're right. I think if Ingram sits and it's a Thursday game, so I was just reading something that actually indicated he probably will play, but I suspect he'll be limited.
All right.
That really does help the Senators with Kamara getting even more touches. But I was looking this up and down. This is going to be a tight game. I think the website has it as a 3-point difference in favor of the Sponge.
I changed my lineup, so they have the Senators by 1 now. They don't like the changes I made.
Yeah, 57-56.
Yep. Nonetheless, this is going to be tight either way. This is a good game. 3 points though, going to whom?
The Senators.
Senators. Okay. Maybe the difference. Hank, Rob, thoughts on this? You got a pick?
I think the Sponge are the better team, but right now, Kamara's been playing great. And Brady plays the Dolphins on Monday night, which could be good for the Senators.
That's going to be anxiety on a couple of levels on that one.
Yeah. The Senators have got some good matchups with Kamara getting the game on Thursday night and probably wanted to show off a little bit. I think the Sponge are going to have best foot forward. I think my gut tells me the Senators are going to steal this.
I agree. I think Brady goes off.
I like the Sponge.
Yeah. I'm scared of Brady. He could be huge.
Yeah.
Listen, taking nothing away from the Sens. Sens made some great moves this year. I was looking today, Alvin Kamara, 3rd round. Oh my God, that makes me sick.
Yeah, all of us.
The people I picked ahead of him, and the people that everyone else picked ahead of him, 26th overall. Sens, we give out the awards at some point. He's done a masterful job this year with this team, but I'm gonna go with the Sponge. I've been on the Sponge. Look, you got McCoy against Indy. He's going to put up some points. The Sens got T.Y. Hilton in there. He hasn't been in the lineup in a while. Crowell's got a decent matchup. I'm gonna say the Sponge are gonna win this with the. They're going to be up by 4 points. The Sens are going to get that 3 points, and they're going to lose by 1.
Isn't Amari Cooper in the concussion protocol?
He is.
Not playing?
He's part of the injury list here, yep.
Yeah, he's not going to play, is he?
So if he's not cleared, obviously that will be substituted for somebody else.
So who will you play, Chief? Devontae Adams?
I don't love that just because Cleveland seems to roll over and play dead by halfway through the first quarter. Maybe Curse. Maybe even Terrence Williams against the Giants. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I'll make that decision then. But yeah, I've got options.
Devontae Adams seems like an every week starter to me, Chief.
Well, certainly with Brett Favre he is. Packers should be calling Brett Favre.
No, Hundley's playing good.
I like Rivers.
Hundley's playing mediocre.
I like Rivers to put up bigger numbers than Brady this week. No Gronk.
Actually, just two, just because he's historically struggles against the Dolphins. I don't know why.
Yep.
But it goes for like 10 years through different defensive coordinators, through different head coaches. He always struggles against Miami throwing the ball for some reason.
Yep. No Gronk. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a very anxious night for Chief though. But 1 point.
And
65-64.
Remember, Brady is coming off a 3-point performance in Week 13.
I know it. I couldn't take advantage of it.
Yeah. The question is this going to be part of a slump that extends to a second game, or is he going to do what the Patriots often do? Come back with a totally different game plan. Gronk is out. It doesn't matter. They're throwing 7 touchdowns.
They played the Dolphins 2 weeks ago, and they scored. I think Brady had a good game, three touchdowns and 300-something yards, but
yeah,
new game.
Hey, Chief, I'm just curious. Does Chris Hogan did they amputate a shoulder?
Not to my knowledge, but he still hasn't practiced. So.
Yeah, you don't hear. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Belichick. All right, Boba Fett's, Jack's Giant Killers. My question here is, do the Fats stand a chance against the Giant Killers' patented voodoo defense?
Oh, no. I'll talk a little swagger even without Gronkowski. We're gonna beat the Fats.
There you go.
We're gonna beat the AMPAC, 2 best teams by record in the TFFL. A magical playoff run.
Stick. Earlier you mentioned the lowest scoring team in the TFFL this year. Is that the Giant Killers?
No, I think they did pass the Mongols at some point.
Okay, so between the Mongols and the Giant Killers.
Different team.
The Giant Killers are the second lowest scoring team.
Different group. Gillisley out. Rawls out.
Look, I have been
Now we got 3 new running backs in there.
I've been one of the captains of the Giant Killers bandwagon this season, and I'm the first guy to tell you that, Fats, if I'm you, I am scared. Things like Matt Stafford hurting his hand is exactly what plays into the Giant Killers. It's that kind of stuff. Todd Gurley, be careful. He's gonna tweak an ankle in practice on Friday. It's this kind of stuff that happens, and Berto's gonna win this like 60-47. Something like that, or 52-47.
You might be right. You might be right.
Let me invoke Kurt Schilling from 2004. You know, at the end of the day, Mystique and Aura are just 2 dancers at a club. The Fats are gonna win this, and they're gonna win it big.
All right, let's see it, Fats. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel confident. I got a lot of good matchups this week. I don't know if you guys have looked at my matchups, but I really got a lot of – so outside of Stafford and Prescott's hands, everything else is actually pretty much perfect in terms of, you know, I got Crabtree coming back from a suspension with no Amari Cooper, right? Burkhead's been playing great. Gurley gets the Eagles, which is a tough matchup, but A.J. Green, I'm sure you guys watched him the other night. He's a monster last night. Robbie Anderson, who the Jets play? They play Denver.
Yeah.
He's been ridiculous lately.
This is too much good news. Too much good news.
Kelsey's the beast. Kelsey is better than Gronk right now. Well, Gronk's out, so Kelsey's huge.
He was ridiculous the other night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm a little bit worried about not getting some points out of my defense, but that's about it this week, I think.
Could Rob ride the combination of Josh McCown and Robbie Anderson to the title?
There's a better chance of that than Berto riding, you know, Mike Davis, Alex Collins, Kenny Galladay, Alfred Morris
now.
to the title. It should be a good game.
Berto's starting lineup is atrocious. This is awful. I mean, Fats should kill him.
Listen, we put up 72 points. If I'd started Dalton, it would have been 85. So
I will say this: his lineup is very reminiscent of the Hams that year they went, when there was like Michael LaShore and Reggie Bush, and probably 4 guys were out of the league the next year.
I'm telling you, the Giant Killers are the favorite. Don't believe that at your own peril. The Killers are the favorite till they're out.
Alex Collins and Alf Morris have looked as good as anyone else, and Mike Davis has that job in Seattle now. So
hey, Mike Davis ran all over the Eagles the other night.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's another story within the story here, though. Matt Ryan going up against the Fats. The Fats have my 2nd round pick next year.
Matt Ryan.
Which is annoying, but hopefully he goes nuts on the Fats.
I know, and I got roasted about that trade too.
What was the trade? Matt Ryan for the 2nd?
For a 2nd, yeah.
Yeah, you lambasted poor Fats about that.
But this for trading with you at all. Why would you help the Giant Killers? Fats, this is another one. This is another karma boomerang perfect. Matt Ryan is going for 40 points. He's going to throw it right back in your face, and you're the guy who traded him to Berto to make it happen.
It might happen.
I love that Phil is the biggest Killers fan out there now. I love it.
It's going to happen.
Thank you for all your support.
Here's an interesting trivia question. Who is Chiefs' least all-time favorite beta? Mike Davis. All time.
Davis.
Uno. Maybe
he loved my music at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Maybe Mike Davis will score Uno point for the Giant Killers this week.
They have a big lineman named like Wendy, big pulling guard.
All right, before this goes off the rails.
Get behind that ass and get moving.
Week 13 free agent pick. I emailed Chief separately. I was surprised I got him.
Yeah. On the other hand, I've had him the last 2 years. He's never done shit. So, good for him.
Okay, secret lightning round bonus topic to wrap up our roundtable chat here. Berto has now been at Campbell's Soup for more than a year?
Year and 10 months.
Okay. We got lots of Campbell's paraphernalia behind you. I want to know what your favorite Campbell's Soup flavor is. Flavor, I don't know if that's the right word.
Sirloin burger.
Variety.
If they still make sirloin burger.
Berto, are you allowed to pick a favorite on camera?
Sure. There's a roasted pepper tomato soup that's good. That's my favorite. By the way, we make all the goldfish stuff, all the Pepperidge Farms, tons of different stuff. Swanson.
I do like Pepperidge Farm. Pepperidge Farm stuff is good. I haven't eaten Campbell's Soup in a really long time. My kids eat a ton of it. Chicken noodle variety primarily. They do like Luke's way into like the Scooby-Doo shapes of noodles. So those are good with the kids.
Well, I showed you the chunky Eagles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You have the Andy Warhol print somewhere in your house?
I do not. I do not.
Not yet.
Rob, what's your soup of choice?
Oh man, I couldn't tell you the last time I had Campbell's Soup, but fun fact is my grandfather worked for Campbell's Soup for like 40 years.
In Camden?
Yes.
Wow.
Like a factory worker,
Yeah, they used to have a big plant there. Now it's corporate headquarters, but there was a big manufacturing site there years ago.
Yeah, he worked there forever.
Did they move the
Anyways,
actual
I do not have a what's that?
Did they move the actual assembly of Campbell's Soup offshore? Like make the soup in Taiwan now?
Now
I don't know.
We have plants, a few plants all over the country, and a lot of Pepperidge, the cookies and the goldfish and all that. Probably 18 plants, 20 plants.
We go through a lot of goldfish in this house, and we also go through a lot of what are those cookies? The Pepperidge Farm cookies, Berto.
The Milanos?
Milanos.
A lot of those.
We go through a lot of Milanos in this
Those
house
are
too.
The one I'm scarfing down right now are the sugar cookies with the green holiday sprinkles on them. They're insane.
Very good. They're the sugar cookies with the big, thick crystal sugar chunks on them. They're very good.
Yeah, they are. We go through a lot of the double dark
powdered sugar on. They're delicious.
We'll have to get the panel some of those.
Care packages for our
care packages. We need advertiser support. We're happy to chill out and make an ad for Pepperidge Farms as needed.
Fair enough.
Well, I think we might get some Pepperidge Farms on screen here if we're patient for just a
This
second.
could work.
Yes.
But no, I'm actually we're actually a progressive house. So
For soups, yeah, we are too. Progresso soups, I gotta admit, are way better.
brought to you by Pepperidge Farm.
There you go.
There you go.
TFFL webcast.
I don't eat any other cookies around the holidays.
Okay.
Farm. All right, make it happen.
round.
Chessmen were good too. Big chessmen fan.
And at the holidays, the ginger men cookies that I like, they have a red sprinkle for them. I mean, it's just good stuff.
All right, we'll see what we can get you.
All right. All right, I've got it. I'll give you a trivia answer now. I'm looking for the number of times the former co-owners.
Yeah, I hope I'm right on this one.
I have no idea.
How many times they have met in the playoffs since 2004?
So I remember the Ben Jarvis Green Ellis game, obviously, but other than that, I did take a random guess. I was gonna say 1, like Chief did, but I went with 3.
I went with 4.
The answer is twice.
None of us get that right.
None of you got it, and I'm kind of disappointed you haven't looked that up.
Berto won both, huh?
So the Berto won both of them.
I forgot about the Ben Jarvis Green Ellis game.
Yeah, that's the only one I could remember.
I remembered the other one where I sat Aaron Hernandez because he had the flu and he scored 2 touchdowns in the game.
Oof. I didn't remember that one.
So let me bring you up to speed on these two. So 2010, the Giant Killers won 75-53. I'm not sure if that's the Ben Jarvis game or if it's the other one.
No, Ben Jarvis
1-point game.
Okay, so 2013, Giant Killers win 55-54.
That was the year where they beat Hank in the Pact Bowl.
Right.
I went into Monday night or Sunday night needing 1 point out of Green Ellis, and he got hurt on the 4th play from scrimmage.
Yeah.
And finished with 0.
Of course you did.
That was the prelude to the greatest TFL game ever played. That was the second best.
Yeah.
Back-to-back games, you won by 1 point to win that Pac Bowl.
Yes.
All right, Chief, we're getting into some important games. New rules governing some of this stuff. Give us all the reminders we need and any rants you want to give us.
Well, the Thursday night game, I think this week it's actually a game between two sort of premier teams. Certainly, fantasy-wise, there's going to be a lot of players involved on these two teams. So make sure they're in. I know I'll be watching the injury wire myself. Also, remember to get a reserve lineup. 1 quarterback, 1 receiver, 1 running back. You can substitute a tight end from one of the other two. To me and to your opponent, for use as a tiebreaker. I think we've covered the new FAIR rules the last couple weeks. So it'll be interesting to see them finally be used. To see what the Boba Fett's do, or if they're going to save that and just roll with Dak for a week. Or Stafford. I'm not going to rule Stafford out. We'll see what happens. This guy seems to always play no matter what's happened to him. I think that pretty much covers it.
What is the Thursday night game this week? I don't have anybody going.
Atlanta, New Orleans.
Oh, so Berto, we'll have an early. We'll know it pretty early what I'm
This
stacked up against, huh?
Unless I change my mind and play Dalton.
Yeah, this game is going to, these weeks of playoffs are going to be heavily influenced by Thursday night and Monday night, I think. So it'll be a little mind-numbing.
Just on that point, the drama on Sunday was out of control, Chief. I think you summed it up well in the commission report in terms of fantasy interest.
All those games were so close. And you see one team pull ahead and the other team catch up, and for a while it was just very nerve-wracking. Probably for Stick more than anyone else, because he was the third team of the 3 trying to chase.
Yeah, so Stick, we haven't heard much from you. What's your plan?
Yes, Stick. Please tell us.
You're disappointed.
Stick, pretend you're on the couch right now and just
You're disappointed.
let go.
You've stacked your team and your draft picks for the last couple of years to get to this point. Made some pretty huge trades at the deadline, and here you are out of the playoffs.
I think we should focus on the 6 teams that have earned their playoff spots.
No.
I have some here should you need it.
Stick, we need
Stick,
a comment from the aliens leader.
Rick, this should be
This is the leader.
This should be therapeutic.
I
Let it out. Let it out.
Here's the problem that is keeping me from letting it out. I'm not quite sure what went wrong. There's and maybe the issue is I'm trying to ignore it, and I'm in the denial stage right now. That's probably really the true story. I made a couple bad lineup moves. I've confessed to that probably cost me a game down the stretch, maybe more. That's going to happen in the case of the bigger problem with my team, which is I had a lot of depth, but did not have guys who were being studs for me and carrying me to big scores down the stretch. So I lost 4 of my last 5, and I was not getting above 70 points, which you need to do to win games. Yeah, I'm not quite. I do feel like I have a good team. I did not have a great team. We did not perform well when we needed to. We did not deserve to make the playoffs. I said it earlier. We have 6 really good teams with good stories in the playoffs that, in many cases, really earned their right to be there with good moves, good lineup moves, good trades. Yeah, my trades did not pay off. And Des Bryant had a couple touchdowns. DeMarco Murray had that 3-touchdown game. They weren't terrible, but they were not studs. Things sort of went wrong for the Aliens when Jay Ajayi got traded to the Eagles for some reason. Also around the time I made my 2 moves, but Jay Ajayi was a dud all season long. That trade to Philly really didn't help him.
That looks so promising too. For Ajayi.
Yeah, for what it's worth, not that Ajayi was worth much, but I had 2 bye weeks with him because of that trade. I was sort of thrown off in week 1 with bye weeks to Ajayi and Devontae Parker. It's just an odd year, lots of little things. And yeah, I gave away a lot of draft. I still, though, have the Senators' #1 pick, not as high as I thought that would be, but I'll have 2 number 1s next year. I have like 8 7th-round picks or something. We're a good team. We got Carson Wentz as our quarterback, and some good talent to keep. We'll be back in it next year, but we got to turn some of these guys into studs that score more than 9 points.
You're gonna have some decisions to make on the keeper list too,
yeah.
right? I mean, you got Big Ben there scoring some points.
I'm not keeping him again.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too. You made some big moves, but you've got an extra first, right?
Yep.
You got the Sens, as you said. So you didn't throw a lot of draft picks out there and have it go for naught, not make the playoffs. You still have an extra 1. You still have your 2nd, right? You don't have your 3rd.
Traded away the 2nd, so I've got the extra 1.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, you got 2 first-round picks. So
yeah, it's just trust me, I'm not happy. Chief, forgive me. I think I really am in the denial stage. I have not opened up the report yet. You probably touched on this, but yeah, I mean that game came down to the last play. My season came down to the last play. Carson Wentz throws a touchdown there. I'm 8-5, and this is a totally different conversation. But he didn't, and again, 6 good teams in our playoffs. There's Berto, even with his low scoring, deserves to be in the playoffs. We have 6 good teams in there. And the Aliens did not earn that, sadly. There you go.
Do you feel better now?
Do you feel better or worse?
I don't know. It's and actually one of the trivia questions I did want to look into to somehow make myself feel better is how many times different franchises have missed the playoffs with a winning record, 7-6. So I know it's at least my 2nd, maybe my 3rd time. I think the Sponge I started looking into this. I think they've got at least 1 or 2. We had a good season, but not a great season, and there are better teams in the playoffs. Somebody better than the Aliens will win the title this year.
And you have a young team, and you're going to have players to trade away.
Yeah, and Rob's right. I mean, the same issue I had week to week down the stretch will be an issue in the off season. Which 7 guys do I want to keep, and which ones am I going to let go? And I'll do what I've done almost every year. I've got excess talent. I will get some extra draft picks for it, in addition to the 2 firsts I've got. And we'll have fun in the off season and have a fun 2018. I mean, the good news, I'm not the Aliens. There's reasons to be excited about the future, but for now, let's focus on the 6 teams in the playoffs. You guys have earned it.
Here's a lightning round topic. The next head coach of the New York Giants will be.
Bill Parcells. It's going to be Spagnuolo, Scott Spagnuolo from the where is he? The Rams right now? Where was he?
He was the D coordinator.
He was a D coordinator coach. Yeah, I think it will be him. I think they will
Keep him.
You don't think they'll stick?
I think that is such a total rebuilding job. The fact that your quarterback is going away, that your offensive line is intact.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't have a running back. I think they look for a McVay type, a young guy who's going to energize the franchise.
That's something. It's kind of like a Josh McDaniels kind of hire right there.
Good luck. I hope they do that. He will get eaten alive in New York.
Depending who the GM is, obviously, the GM should make the hire. My first thought was Gruden, but I think the same reasons you just said, he might not be the best pick for breaking in a new quarterback. I mean, he is. I don't know.
Well, they said that on the webcast last night, right? That he what was his or the webcast?
Webcast. Just kind of nodding off.
That would be the game last night. That
Television
What did he say? That the odds are, I don't know, greatly increased or whatever if Eli is there or something like that. I can't remember his quote, but he referenced it.
He's got the best job in football right now. Sitting in the Monday Night Football booth, just commentating. Right. I'd be shocked if he took a job.
Bill Cowher's name's been bandied around, who's tight with the Marlin family. I think there's a marriage between the two families.
Cowher he's ready. He's about ready, I think, to get back in.
Yeah, but those guys are always rumored.
Yeah, that's true.
For years.
Gruden is going to go back to Tampa Bay.
That's the other one that's out there too. He lives there, right? I mean,
no way. Gruden is going to be doing Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, whatever he does.
Monday.
All right. Well, hey, good luck. We got 3 teams in the playoffs on the panel here. Rob and Berto going head to head. Good luck to both of you. Chief, good luck against Kramer.
I'm the hope, huh?
You are the hope for our caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the hope, Chief.
Chief, I'm still not sure I'm rooting for you. You were rooting hard against the aliens last week. I don't know.
Paid off for me.
Hey. It may be coming back.
I would have rather seen me win also.
It may be coming back at you this week. I might be rooting for the Fats. I might be rooting for the Senators. Wide open field. We got the AMPAC and the Beavers waiting for you guys next week. So good luck to everybody. We'll be back a week from now looking at the semifinals of the TFFL playoffs. Lots of great games here. I think these will be tight. Get your reserve lineups in. 3 points to the Senators and to the Fats. Good luck, guys.
Come on, Fats. Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah,
Phil, you're off the bandwagon? What happened?
I am on the reality wagon, which says the Fats should be scared. The Giant Killers. We know how this turns out. We'll be here next week to talk about it.
Rob, real quick, can we get your Christmas sweater there? What do you got going?
Christmas sweater? No.
What you got some kind of dog there?
Oh, the Gus Walk. Nice.
Yeah. It's old school, 2013.
Outstanding.
All right.
Christmas sweater.
Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em horns.
I think
that's for you, Thornburg.
Can we say goodnight already?
Demolish the Rathskeller. Demolish the Rathskeller.
Night. Take
Good
care.
night.